guy here. It is 7:30 on Mother's Day, and that rig girl, she likes to get there and go fishing, so I brought her to this wonderful little secluded spot that we've found. Now this place is not far out of Adelaide. It was shown to me many years ago by a close friend who has now recently passed away a while ago. So as you see, we've got the sun coming up over behind the trees there. It's looking absolutely beautiful. We're only going to be here for a couple of hours, and as I said, we're not that far out of Adelaide here. It's just a short drive up past Virginia. Exact location, I'm not 100% certain on how to describe where I am, but let's put it this way, have a look on Google Earth and around Virginia way, you may find it. So we're going to get ourselves set up, then we're going to try this nice little spot here. Everything else is really choked with reeds. Over the years that I haven't been here, all that area over to the left of us at the moment, you can actually get down to the water, but that's all choked up, so we have to walk right around. We've got a little entrance here into the Gawler River, so there's a hint. So we're just going to fish this bend here, and as you see, there is a bit of activity with carp on the water at the moment. So the sooner we can get ourselves in there, the better things are going to be. Today I'm going to be using my trusty katana of all sorts, and I will be also using a beef stick with a bait runner on it. So, as I say, let's get out there, let's get amongst it, and we'll get back to you shortly. Alright, so today, as I said, I've got two different rods here. On my primal bait runner reel with my beef stick, I'm going to be running worm, and it's a nitro worm that I picked up from Reel and Deal Tackle at Glenelg. Great people there, you can get some level rig stuff there as well. Make sure you drop in and see Troy and get some good bait and other supplies. But I'm using it on my slide rig. Now, once the fish picks up, it's going to pull the sinker up. We're going to have fun just for the fish and not have to worry about the sinker getting caught up in all these reeds and that. So this is going to be ideal for this. On my other rod here, I'm trying to work out if I'm going to run a float line or just another normal carp rig. At the moment, because of how nice it is and every now and then the fish are rising, I'm more than likely will put the float on with either my lucky bait that I've picked up from Sharp Tackle that I still have some of, or a bread bait. With both actually a dough bait, so I'm going to try that. As soon as I get this out here, I'm going to change over and I'm going to get there and get that rig girl to tell you what she's using today. So there's going to be two different types of fishing on styles today instead of just me. So being Mother's Day, that rig girl gets a chance to get back in front of the camera. So I'll get this one out and then we'll move over on to see what that rig girl's doing. Just over there by the reeds is perfect. Flick that up, sit that in there like that. Beautiful. So let's see what that rig girl's doing as I jump in front of the camera or behind the camera. Okay.
What have I got? Passion. I've got my Penn Passion outfit, which one of my favourite rods. I'm using looks like a Paternoster with a burley spring. So let's just go with that. I've got mud in the spring, that's good. I've got soft plastic horn on one hook. I'll be putting worm on the other and just some bread in the burley spring.
Okay, so we'll watch you get there and burley up, and then we'll get it cast out, and then we'll get our other rods out and see how we go.
Pack that in, not too tight.
Where are you aiming for your fishing spot for your first rod there?
I was just thinking about just heading out near the middle.
Okay, so out deep.
Yeah.
Cool.
Grab a tiger worm. Nice fat one. Come on, thread you on. There we go, that's on nicely.
Okay, I'll stand out the way.
Yeah, you better. Nice.
Nice.
Just where I wanted it.
So, we've been here, rods in the water for probably about half an hour now. We've had quite a few little hits, or I have over by those reeds over there, and finally hooked up on, as I said, the slide rig that I was using today. Now, didn't hook him through the mouth. He somehow hooked up through the top of his head. So this poor little bloke, I couldn't even work out what was going on with the rod, but yeah, he'd hooked up through the top of his eye and it was playing really silly. But once again, that's the first one brought in today that's using the slide rig. Danny's had, what, 2 bites on your paternoster rig. I've got a float line out at the moment. It doesn't seem to be doing much, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it sit for a little bit longer. I might actually see if I can cast it a little bit further, just over to the right here into the shallows a bit more, and see if there's anything that will take it in there. On that, I've got, oh, hang on. Look, the rig girl's, she's up. You can see the rod's going here. So yeah, it must be just the right time. Did you hook?
No.
No, missed it.
No.
Oh, that's fishing for you. But yeah, as you see, just have a look around here, just how beautiful this morning is. Check out that sun coming over the trees. It's just absolutely beautiful. There's a little bit of breeze around, but because we're down in a gully here, it's not actually affecting us, and we're fish jumping out over those reeds there. So we've actually had a really good spot for this morning. So yeah, I'm going to get my rod back out. That rig girl's going. She looks like she's getting another hit on hers. Just pass me your rod. Yeah, the camera. Let's see how you go. No pressure here.
No, no pressure at all.
Let's see how she goes. The line's starting to take up.
Nice.
Strike. You on? You got it?
I don't know.
It's really weird.
Yeah.
Bring it in, have a look.
It's coming in and then it's going out and then it's going sideways and
Okay.
yeah, I got one.
She's on.
Come on. It's only little. Off that reed. It's only little.
It's still a fish though.
Yeah.
Look at this. Where is it? So there you go.
And that was on the worm.
On the worm? Hang on. Where is it? Pan in on it. Just look at that. So yeah, move out the shadow, move out the way a bit. So it's a nice little.
Yeah, nice tiny little. Come here. Don't jump out. There you go. Little.
I'll try to work
Little
this
guy.
zoom out. Hang on. Yeah, little baby one there.
Yeah.
It's still it's fish in.
It is. It's fish.
And in a spot, you just get there and just have a look. It's just a little backwater off the Gawler River here. Hang on, I'll work this out. There you go. I said just a little backwater off the Gawler River. Just throwing in a few things, and that float line's coming in as well, so we'll have to give that a check out. Little birds sitting on the water there. Hope I've got him in, just playing around. So yeah, it's just a fantastic little spot. I'll be back with some tidbits and information, but yeah, I'm going to get my line back out. That rig girl's going to get her gear back out, and we'll get out and get back amongst it. See you shortly. Okay, so we sat down just for a brief moment, and that rig girl got another one. Unfortunately, this fought a lot harder than what we thought. We initially thought it was going to be a big one, that's why I grabbed the net. But yeah, we just literally sat down and off it went. Now, what rig are you using here, Danny, on your one?
I'm using the slide rig.
So you found another slide rig amongst the gear.
Found another slide rig.
Can you just show everyone? Alright, so get this working here.
Yep.
Alright. So Danny's got a fish and she's, yep. How do you find that? Do you reckon, and talking about stuff, that rod there with the other slide rig has just had a hit. So as the sun's coming up, everything's starting to become more and more active. And let's see, bubbles underneath that one. Got the float line out there. I don't know if you can see it. Out there somewhere. But yeah, at the moment it's like sit down, tap, tap, get up and see what's going on. Right, so that's 2 for that rig girl, but then again it is Mother's Day, so we have to be kind to her. And 1 for me, that rig guy. So I'm going to get there and sit down and see what's going on with this rod over here, and hopefully I can put 2 on the board.
I had lucky bait on this one.
What were you using?
I was using the lucky bait for that last one that I caught.
Sharp Tackle's Lucky Bait. So if you want some of that, just go onto the website sharptackle.com.au and pick up some of their gear. Not only do they do the Lucky Bait, they also do the Fishmaster Burley. I'm not sure if that Lucky Bait yet is available to the general public, but yeah, if you can get it on the rod. It works a treat. All right, I'm getting back out there. So pretty much now I'm level with that rig girl. It seems to me that the slide rigs are the ones that are catching today. It must be just sitting at the right depth. Maybe because of the fact that all the reeds in the water here, we're able to keep the fish off the bottom when they sink off the bottom when they hook up. I was actually just sitting there thinking about changing over to my other light 2 to 4 kilo rod that I've got with me, because my beef stick is actually a fairly heavy rod. It's something around like I think it's what's it telling me here? It's a 4 to 8 kilos, so it's actually a fairly heavy rod, which is probably way too heavy for what we're doing today. So, or should I say what's hooking up today? I expected bigger fish today, but I do have a 2 to 4 kilo over there that I'm going to get there and change over to. So I'm just going to dispatch this little fella. Might actually keep him today. The reason why I'm going to keep a couple of little carp, you're going to go, what for, crab bait? No, not crab bait. But carp make good strip baits for predatory fish such as your flathead, bream, tailor over in the eastern states. So what I'm going to do is in a couple of weeks time I'm going to be heading down to Waipinga. So we're going to be doing Waipinga with that rig guy. And I'm going to keep a couple of fillets off these carp. I'm going to put them in the sea and see if I can actually get salmon on them. So stay tuned on that one. On that rig guy, I'm going to get back out there. I'm going to get amongst it. And that rig girl's getting bites again. So Back in a sec. Alright, so tidbit for the day, called keeping your tip up. In an area like this, it's beautiful. We don't know what's underneath the water. Any type of snag down there. Could be in here. It could be a old rusty tin bucket, or it could be a bit of a tree. Even these reeds. So the best thing to do is when you're bringing in your line in an area you don't know, even an area you haven't been to for quite a while, keep the tip up. As soon as you get that tip up, it brings the sinker up off the bottom. So that way it prevents I won't say it prevents, it actually reduces the likeliness of getting hooked up on any snags. So just remember, work in a different environment, never been there before, haven't been there for a while, just keep the tip up and wind in as you bring your gear in. And you can see I've got a little bite just over here on the little 2 to 4 kilo aqua tip that I've changed over to. Let's see what's going to happen here. So yes, this rod's no longer being used to fish. So as you know, in South Australia we're allowed 2 rods per person. I always bring a third just so that if I need to change something up or change it over. And talking about changing, always change up when you're fishing. Alright. In a body of water like this, you would have heard in my last video, that Rig Girl's first video, you got a bite on that one. Sinker weight is very important. In an area like this, hang on, we're going to go cut to this. We're going to go to Danny. Kick that over. Okay. As I was saying, sinker weight is very, very important. We've got no river flow here at all, so we don't want much weight on the bottom. We just want enough weight just to cast out and see how we go with hitting the bottom. And are we on? Yep. And that's number 3 for that Rig Girl today. It's only a small one that we're getting out of here. That's another reason why I've changed down to a lighter sinker on my slide rig. Now, don't be afraid to use small hooks either. As I say, a small hook also catches big fish, but a big hook won't catch a small fish. So we're using number 6 Longshanks at the moment, and even though it's only a tiddler, it's still classed as a fish. We will get that up on the bank, we'll get it dispatched and back in the water. But yeah, it all happens when you least expect it out here on the water. And once again, look at how beautiful this place is. So, what's been your main rig that's been catching all the carp today?
Yeah, the slide rig. It's caught, I've caught, 5. This is number 6. And 4 of those are on the slide rig, 2 were on the paternoster.
So that seems to be working quite well then.
Yep. I mean, they're only small ones, but big ones are probably out somewhere, out having a beer.
Bit early, but I'm with that. I'm in on that one. Where's my invite?
So they've left all the babies at home.
But it's just so peaceful to think we probably live around about 40 minutes away from this spot. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And the other thing I was talking about with sizing and stuff like that, bait is another thing that can make the difference. If you're using a bait that's way too big and intimidating, there's no way that the fish are going to take it. So what I've done is I've actually removed my nitro worm because it's so much bigger than the normal tiger worms, and I've been getting more bites. I haven't had the hookups yet because I've been busy with that rig girl doing her stuff. She's caught, as I said, 6 to my 2. So I've got a little bit of catching up to do. And talking about that, my rod's just tipped again. So I'm going to get there and leave you guys for a minute or so, and we'll get back shortly. Okay, so it's getting on to around 10 o'clock. We've had a total of, what we got there, 1, 2, 6, 9 fish today. So it's gotten really, really quiet here. That rig girl wants to get there and try another location, but before we go, I'll just get there and put this little fella over here because I want to take him again for when I go to Waipinga in a couple of weeks. But on Lovell Rigs website, if you want some of our merch, we have the Lovell Rigs cap. Fits beautiful, a lot better than the last one we had, made by a local Adelaide company. Fantastic. Not only that, we also have the Lovell Rigs beanie. This here, found on our website, once again, done locally. Fantastic beanie, fits perfectly, keeps the head nice and warm. I have been using mine over the last few nights where it's been a bit cold. Absolutely fantastic if you want to get your hands on some of our merch. Now, jump on our website at www.lovellrigs.com.au, pick up some slide rigs, pick up some merch. There will be a nice big surprise going up there soon, so I'll let you know more about that in the next video. But until then, I'll see you shortly at our next location. Okay, so here we are back in our new spot. We've just travelled from out Gawler River and we're now here at the Torrens River in Lockleys. Just another nice little setting, just another way to locate the fishing from in the city. You don't have to go very far. So from here to, say, the centre of Adelaide is probably about 25 minutes, if that. So it's very accessible to be able to fish for carp all around Adelaide, because we're at the Torrens, and now the Torrens actually goes back through the centre of the CBD, and there will be a couple of videos coming up later of us actually fishing in the CBD. So back here we're going to be running worm on the slide rig, and I'm going to run worm again on a running rig. I'm going to put one out along that way, and I'm just going to put one out there just to see how we go. I'm not running my big rod today. I've left that one out. I'm just going to run the 2 to 4 aqua tip that I've got here and my katana that I love using. That rig girl's already got her stuff already out there, and you can see the ducks are starting to come along and say g'day to us and wish us all the best, hopefully. So let's try and finish the day off with some nice carp out of here, hopefully a little bit bigger than what we got out at the Gawler River. Just remember, our merch, beanies, caps available on our website. Also, if you're in Adelaide, remember you can purchase your Lovell Rigs rigs from the ramp at North Haven, the Brighton Tackle, Reel and Deal, Gotcha, Sports Fishing Scene, just to name a few. You can get there and get on our website and actually find a location near you. I forgot to add, we're down at Goolwa at South Coast Marine, and also as of Monday, which will be tomorrow, today's Mother's Day, we will be available at Second Valley Caravan Park as well. So, I'm that rig guy. I'm going to get there and get amongst it. We'll be back shortly. So, just to recap today, because here it's actually gone really, really slow. Haven't had a bite since we've been here, and the only thing that makes it look like a bite is a little bit of breeze. Lots of ducks, beautiful photos has been taken. We'll put them up from later on with this video that Danny took. But yeah, for a Mother's Day fish, 9 fish to start with out at the Gawler River. Turned out quite good. Come into the city, it's warmed up a fair bit. The fish are not on the bite here like they were out at Gawler. But one thing I also noticed is there was a lot of little fish biting at Gawler. All the big ones seemed to be quite good. When I went for a walk around, I had a look within the lake itself. You can see the ecosystem there was well and truly alive and blooming, so there was plenty of food within that system. So that's probably another reason why we didn't get any big major bites within that small little bottle of water. In here, as you can see, we've got a lot of movement, we've got a lot of bird activity, which says that the ecosystem, as much as it looks horrible, is alive and keeping everything fed to where it's in good health. Unfortunately, no carp today here at the Torrens, but we're going to give it about 20 minutes and then we're going to pack up and head home. So from that rig guy and that rig girl, we wish all the mothers out there a happy Mother's Day. May you have tight lines in your next trip. I'm that rig guy. Get out and get amongst it. See you next time.